to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
I don't hate him, but I just don't think he's that good.
Good morning. Well, welcome to the Detroit Cast. To Mike and Jay. Big E, unfortunately, is here as well. How are you, fine sir?
Outstanding, Mike. What a great opportunity we have before us.
Yeah.
What a great opportunity.
I am extra tired this morning. I had a late night.
I told
I had a
you
late
that
night.
should be transparent to our listeners.
Oh, it will be because
We
I'm
are
a
here
pro.
to
I'm a
inform and entertain.
I'm a
They
broadcast
don't
journalist
care.
professional,
So
so
I don't care that you're tired.
I'll get through it. Well, there's reasons why I would be tired.
Why are you tired, Mike?
Well, I'm tired because I was out late last night. I was out of the house.
I knew he was setting me up for a I left my house thing.
Well, you know, it's big news when I leave the house.
Why?
Well, I went to dinner last night with goddammit son Derek. I went and visited goddammit, by the way, who's unfortunately in the hospital right now. He's
Poor
struggling
Oof.
a bit. Yeah. It's painful to see him there. I walked up to him and he's strapped to his bed, by the way.
Oh, boy.
He's fighting it. He doesn't want to be there. You know, proud crowd like that. He doesn't want to be there.
Behemoth German strapped to a gurney.
Yes. And he's laying there in his bed and Margaret's like, oh, guess who came to visit you? And I go over there and I'm like, hey, Oov, how you feeling? And he's just laying there and I get like right close to his head. He goes, like shit. That's all I could make out was like shit. Poor son of a bitch. So anyway,
boy.
yeah, he's hanging in there though. And
Get well, Oov.
yeah, our thoughts and prayers, obviously.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and or prayers are with Oov, and obviously with the whole family. That's our guy. So all the best to him. But it was good seeing Derek and Heather, but it's made me tired. That's where it goes from there. Is it made me tired, Jay? That's
It
all I was saying.
resulted in a late night, and now you're tired.
That's right. But
Now the quality of this show is in question.
oh,
It's
is
hanging in the balance.
I would venture to say that the quality of today's show is not going to be strong
Oh,
unless
stop.
you bring it.
Mike,
I've
this should be
barely
transparent to the listeners. Go.
I've
Go.
barely gone
Boom.
through the scripts you wrote. I don't even know. I usually like to thumb through them at least for a minute or two.
It's strong. Just proceed.
You say that. I mean, I've had no input in this. I never do, but anyway.
I don't know what the difference is. We're just walking here and read pieces of paper. Why do you need to be awake for that?
It's a good point, but usually I like to just thumb through it and just see what Jay's kind of thrown on the docket for the day. And
right.
I didn't really have a chance to do that. So we'll give it our best shot, I suppose. How are you, E? Did you have a good night?
Sure. Excellent.
Mm.
I guess. I don't know.
Or whatever.
I don't know. Good as any, I suppose.
It's funny. Yesterday we were talking about the snow machine. You made a big deal about pointing out the difference between the snowmobile.
Well, there's not a difference. It's just the proper name is Snow Machine.
Yeah, which
Snow Machine.
which I'd never heard before. And literally as soon as we finished the show, I mean, we got done with the show and news broke that
Todd Palin.
was in a snow machine accident.
How weird was that, by the way? We're literally talking about,
Yeah.
Todd Palin, the Snow Machine.
Yeah,
I mean, when's the last time you thought about Todd Palin? I guess we did about a month ago, but
not
you know what I
really
mean?
though. Yeah, and
like talk about a snow machine and then all of a sudden my man's in a snow machine accident.
I noticed
Pretty
that
bad, I guess.
the stories are struggling with how to write this story because they're all saying snowmobile, and then you see the quote,
Yeah.
and it's
Well, the Donald Trump campaign issued the following statement Monday after Todd was injured and Sarah had to go off the trail. Todd Palin was in a bad snow machine accident last night and is currently hospitalized. Governor Palin is returning to Alaska to be with her husband. Looks forward to being back on the campaign trail soon. Mr. Trump's thoughts and prayers are with the Palin family at this time.
Do you think he had thoughts or prayers for Todd Palin yesterday?
Thoughts and prayers.
I know, but do you think he actually had thoughts and or prayers for Todd Palin?
Come on, man.
My guess is No.
Come on.
Well, I'm just saying he put it in there. Someone put it in there. She did stop by a Trump town hall in Tampa before getting on the plane headed back to Alaska. I saw people taking issue with that, like, well, she's still, she doesn't give a shit about her husband. She still had time to stop by Tampa to stump for Trump. And, I mean, there probably aren't a shitload of flights, every hour going back home. So you can imagine it would probably take a little more than just, oh, let me just go to the airport. Yeah, I'll be on a first flight out.
Right.
So who knows? But thank you guys for your prayers for my husband, who is recovering in ICU right now after a little wreck on a snow machine. That's what she said. And then she said, big wreck. When real life happens, when somebody is sick in your family, there's an accident that happens, all these real life issues that happen, it really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? And doesn't it make you
so sick of the idea of when things happen, like, oh, this puts life into perspective. I hate it. Hate it with sports, and I hate it with this.
Yeah. It doesn't it make you so appreciate your time? Time is our most valuable resource. It makes me appreciate the time we have to spend in doing something so worthy. And that's to get Donald J. Trump elected president. Really? That's what you appreciate now? What we don't have time for is all this petty punk ass little thuggery.
Is that what she said?
Yes.
Petty punk ass little thuggery.
That's been going on with these protesters who are doing nothing but wasting your time and trying to take away your First Amendment rights, your rights to assemble peacefully, and the media being on the thug side. What the hell are you guys thinking, media? Well, Palin has been one of Trump's biggest allies. She's usually the usually prolific tweeter, Donald Trump they're talking about, has yet to personally tweet his sympathies for her husband as of 3 p.m. yesterday.
What does that mean?
Lord.
Whoa, maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he's hoping Todd dies. What could
So
that
you can
possibly
move in on that shit?
Ted Cruz was quick to issue a statement on Twitter. Want to be clear.
Are you kidding?
No. Saddened to hear the news about Todd. Heidi and I.
Heidi time.
Heidi Tyne.
Heidi Tyne and I will be keeping him and the entire Palin family in our thoughts and prayers. Well, thank God we know where Ted Cruz falls on this. It's very, very good news. I was wondering what he was going to think. And then in the story, they actually point out snowmobiles are widely called snow machines in Alaska. Yep. And not to be confused with snowmaking machines.
Oh, yeah. Do not confuse those two.
Because that's a very good point they bring up. Snow machines, I would think of those, those big metal rigs they use at Mount Brighton to churn out fake snow.
I was thinking Snoopy snow cone, but
yeah.
Dude, Todd Palin, you live on the edge like that, where you're right on razor's edge. Speed is your ally. He's always.
Did you say speed is your ally? Did you really say that?
He's always pushing the limit of the snow machine.
Dude, the fact is he's a champion and nobody can do what he does.
Nobody can do what he
does.
Oh, shit. Something happened to my machine.
Oh, no.
It went dark.
Did you run out of power?
Never done that. No. Dude. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What
the
happened?
Machine's broke.
Let's see this thing.
Oh,
Are you sure it's not just a power?
Is it out of power?
No.
Ooh. Wow.
Nobody can do what I do. I don't know that we can carry on the show. This is a disaster of epic proportions. What do we do?
Don't worry, everybody. We've got it back.
We do?
Nobody can do what I do.
Oh, man. I was warming up the car. I was ready to drive home.
We even have this one back.
He's got AIDS.
I'm a champion.
I was on Channel 4 News riding a bicycle in a snowstorm. I'm a champion. It's crazy, isn't it?
He's won, he was defending his title in 2008. He's won the world's longest snow machine race 4 times. He was forced to scratch out this year because his partner had engine troubles. Yeah. So yeah, he's a champion and nobody can quite do what he does.
Yeah, well, Godspeed, Todd Palin.
Yeah. Did you see the overnight? There's a new anti-Trump ad that showed up.
Yeah.
Have you heard it?
The female thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why so late, man?
Yeah.
And here we are on the eve of Super Tuesday 3.
Yeah.
And they're just starting to hit him hard, are they?
I don't think this will matter either, but whatever. Why not throw it out there? It's a Republican group, which is the funniest part about this stuff is it's one of his own team members technically. They're looking to block him from the nomination. They're going on air with this ad showing women reading some of the sharpest knocks he's had on women. Our principal's PAC, the PAC, the Super PAC, which is led by people that were supporting Jeb Bush,
Right.
is planning to spend $500,000 on the spot, which will begin running on yesterday, I guess.
Honestly, the timing is ridiculous. Like, he could have this thing wrapped up at the end of today.
Yeah.
If he wins Florida and Ohio, he's got it.
Yeah. What is it? You think that it's just that they didn't take him seriously for so long, but they didn't take him seriously, or they started to take him seriously a couple months ago.
Yes, and they've had this this idea. I mean, Romney spoke about it 2 weeks ago, where he was like, basically, we got to take him out. We got to stop Trump, dump Trump.
Yeah.
And what's taking this PAC so long to get on this message?
I think, was it BuzzFeed that unearthed a lot of those those old Howard Stern interviews that he did? And Trump has been friends with Howard Stern forever. And, that's just one of those things where it's easy to see how you can get caught up in something and just start rolling. We do it here all the time. You start talking about shit. And if you were to isolate things that have been said on this show, you would come away. It would be so easy to just go, Jay is a monster. He hates women. Like, it'd be so simple to do that. But that, I don't feel like that it at all tells the truth.
You could probably isolate audio to convince people that I want anal sex.
You could convince audio to do a lot of things. And I'm not even declaring that they're taking him necessarily out of context or twisting his words or splicing audio or anything like that. But I don't think it's fair to say Jay Detroitcast is a monster and here's the proof, and take random sentences out of a show like this, which is essentially what you're doing to Donald Trump when you do this. He's rolling with it on a show like Howard Stern, and those things happen. And if you put into context where you are at the time in life,
yeah, but he's still saying it. I don't know. I think it's fair game.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's not fair game. I just don't think it's going to have the impact that they think it's going to have.
I think it's just, but you've just, I don't know. Whatever, play it.
You got the video? I know you hate Trump now, so I get it, but
bimbo,
dog, fat pig. Real quotes from Donald Trump about women.
A person who is very flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers.
Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?
She had the height, she had the beauty. She was crazy, but these are minor details.
I like kids. I mean, I won't do anything to take care of them. I'll supply funds, and she'll take care of the kids.
It really doesn't matter what they write, as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of
That must be a pretty picture. You're dropping to your knees.
There was blood coming out of her eyes. Blood coming out of her wherever.
Oh.
Women. You have to treat them like
This is how Donald Trump talks about our mothers, our sisters, our daughters.
If you believe America deserves better, vote against Donald Trump. Our Principles PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I don't know. I thought there was some good points there.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with anything that was said there. Anyone else? Women, you have to treat them like shit. That's hilarious. Sorry. Very very troubling, actually. Anyway, Trump is countered by saying, I cherish women, support women's health services through Planned Parenthood, but not abortions.
I love banging women.
I love nailing women.
Vagine's the best. It's awesome.
I've been trying to nail Palin this whole time I've been on this tour. Yeah, $5.3 million on air spent against Trump so far from this super PAC.
That is pretty funny when you think of it's the same team.
Yeah. So anyway,
too little, too late, my friend.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that's Super Tuesday. Round 3 is today.
Rubio's getting his ass kicked in Florida at the time of this broadcast.
Yep.
And Ohio, it looks like Kasich and Trump are pretty even.
Yeah.
Still holding.
Yeah. I wonder how right they are on those numbers. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, we saw how off they were with the burn.
Yeah.
In Michigan.
Well, the Michigan polling, people have said, will go down in history as some of the worst polling ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So off.
Yeah.
So off. I
yeah.
have no idea.
Guess who's feeling the burn?
You?
Nope. Well, yeah, I've been feeling the burn. From time to time, I get an itch and I feel the burn.
That sounds like more of a different situation than.
God damn it, son. Derek is feeling the burn. So is Heather.
God.
Yeah, we had a nice talk about
Doesn't
the burn.
surprise me.
Yeah. Anyway, the Uber driver, we've been that went on a shooting rampage in Kalamazoo.
Jason Dalton.
Jason Dalton, yes. We've been the most troubling part of that. Well, there's a lot of troubling parts about that story, but one of the most troubling is the lack of a motive or lack of anything really. You know, it seems so random and weird. The whole picking up people and driving them and then murdering people and then picking people up and like none of it made sense.
And the lack of any background that would suggest he was about to do this.
Yeah. Well, a little bit is starting to trickle out about this. People have been requesting, you know, they've been filing Freedom of Information Act shit, trying to get any sort of stuff they can from the discussions with law enforcement. And he apparently, some of that's coming out now, and he told authorities it feels like he was being controlled by an Uber app through his cell phone.
See, this whole time I've kind of objected to this being an Uber story because it's like Uber has nothing to do with this. This guy just happened to be driving an Uber car when he did this stuff. But finally, we see Uber's culpability here. The app was telling him to do this.
Well, and that's scary. I mean, I think about this, and it's like the idea that an app on my phone is going to...
I use apps.
I do too.
What's it going to tell me to do next?
Yeah. Well, he says it feels like it's coming from the phone itself, and he doesn't know how to describe it. He said he's not a killer, and he knows that he is killed. Interesting point. Deep. He said the app controlled him like an artificial presence, which would switch from black to red. When it switched back to black, Dalton got his presence back. So I'm assuming, does that mean that the app, if you've got a fare to pick up, it goes red to tell you there's a fare, and then black when you don't have a fare?
Maybe,
I mean, I'm just guessing as to how that thing would work, why it would flip on and off like that. I'm assuming that's some sort of alert. He told police that when he pressed a button on the app screen, a devil head and the Eastern Star symbol, the 5-point star, would pop up. Well, that's weird. Why would they do that?
Does seem odd.
You know, I don't know what Uber's doing, but
oh boy,
it seems kind of. The figure looked like a horned cow head and would provide an assignment that would literally take over his body.
A horned cow head, like a bull?
Yeah. Good call. Well, he called it a horned cow head. So when I logged onto the site, it started making me feel like a puppet. He'd also warned his wife, Carol, that she wouldn't be able to return to work and their children couldn't go back to school, and she'd understand everything by watching the news.
Oh, imagine getting a call like that.
Dude. Yeah.
I can't explain now. Just watch the news.
Yeah. What do you do if you really have no idea? Like if you made that call to Gab, what's Gab's reaction to that? Does she call the police? She probably calls Sarah.
Yeah.
Jay's acting weird.
Yeah. And then Sarah probably texts me.
Yeah.
Are you being weird? Sarah says
and
you're
then,
being weird.
And then she texts me and says, "What have you done to Jay?"
Yeah.
Gab says he's being weird.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
this whole maze of texts, and then maybe the authorities get alerted. I don't know.
And then Sarah and I go back and forth for like an hour.
Like he's
about what
been
a
weird
monster you
forever.
are.
He's
Yes.
always been weird. What are you talking
Meanwhile,
about?
people are just getting blown away.
Jay's on a rampage.
Weird in what way?
Through Lake Orion.
Weird in the way like he's talking about killing people.
Doesn't surprise me at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was on a shooting rampage right now. He's probably on his way over here to shoot me as we type Sarah Titties.
Retweet me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Dalton said to his wife that he would try to grab some things. So this is where he takes the car home and has some sort of issue, so he needs to take her car, and which is probably how he got further along than he did in this murder spree, because people were saying, "Oh, it's this kind of car."
Yeah.
And then he had a different car. He had his wife's car or whatever. So he planned to take another car that would leave her without transportation. And she needed to go home and get clothing and all this shit for the kids. This was her concern. He'd already killed someone at this point. So he told his wife that he would try to grab some things for them while he was out, but they couldn't go back to work anymore, and the kids could not go back to school. When she asked what he was talking about, he said, "Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about on the news." And it probably wouldn't say his name, but as soon as you saw it on the news, you'd know it was me.
Oh no!
I mean, would you hope that your head would go, "That son of a bitch won the lottery today"?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, we can't go to work anymore. You'll know
good
it's
point.
me. Like I would think like, oh my god, this is gonna be the greatest day ever.
Yeah.
He doesn't want me to worry about what I have to do at the house. We apparently don't have to work anymore. Kids don't even need to go to school. He must have won the big one. Meanwhile, he's gunning down people in the neighborhood. Holy shit. Yeah, that's not good, dude.
We're talking about Uber, right?
We are.
Yeah, you got me, motherfucker.
Love that guy. Remember that guy just
Yes.
just beating him about the
Oh.
face and head? Woo. Terrible. Terrible, hilarious situation. Terrible.
Yeah, you got maced, motherfucker. Yeah, you got maced, motherfucker.
I like the yeah. And
Yeah.
I like the mother.
Yeah, you got maced, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Backed by popular demand, Mike, Zott Ford is conducting its amazing Key for Key event right now. Exchange your current vehicle for a brand new 2016 Ford Auto Machine without spending a dime out of your pocket. Also, they may be able to match or lower your monthly payment. Zott Ford will assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or lease no matter what you owe. Plus, Zott Ford will make your first month's payment on your new auto machine. Hurry, when March ends, so does Key for Key.
The one of the Uber shooting victims, Abigail, is it Kopf? Kopf?
Sure.
Feels like it's missing a vowel. I got to be honest with you.
Kopf.
She's the 14-year-old that was shot in the head.
She's the one that the overzealous doctors wanted to harvest her organs.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they sure did. They couldn't wait to do that. And she finally, thank God, she squeezed her mom's hand.
Yeah.
She was one of the ones outside the restaurant, the Cracker Barrel. And
Probably just playing a game of checkers, right?
Exactly.
Maybe.
Massive
Or-
checkers.
Or the triangle game, of course.
The golf
Failing at the
triangle.
triangle game.
After weeks in intensive care, she's uttered her first words. This happened on Friday. They say and now she's been pictured for the first time. She looks pretty good. I mean, she's got a do-rag on.
Yeah, she does look good. You'd think she'd be way more puffy still. And man, how do you get shot in the head? The brain is such an incredibly complex and sensitive thing.
I know.
You think any foreign object into that thing, and you are screwed. But she does look good.
Yeah. She's sitting there laughing with her kid. They posted a couple pictures to her GoFundMe.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I guess her first words was pig.
Pig.
She uttered the word pig. I guess she's got a pet pig named Hamlet that she absolutely
Awesome.
adores.
I want a pet pig.
Hold
sometime.
on. What did you just? What were
Yeah,
you just about
I
to
heard
say?
it too. I heard it too.
I want a pet pig.
Dude.
I heard. I
I
want
wanna
to fuck. Yeah.
No, that's not.
You went.
I
Dude,
wanna-
I want to fuck a pig.
I probably said I
pig, I
probably
mean.
meant to say fucking want a pig.
Mm.
Like,
Okay.
Either way, however I said the point of the statement is that I would like a pet pig at some point. That was the point.
You could get one.
I know. Well, when I move out, I'll get a pet pig. I'll be the first pet I get.
Are you gonna name it Hamlet like she
No,
did?
I will not. I already have the.
They so they posted these pictures to the GoFundMe page tonight. Abby spoke her first word. It was pig. This gives us great hope that she will regain her speech. Her GoFundMe has raised $56,000 so far.
That's it?
That seems crazy to me.
Crazy low.
Crazy low. We almost raised that kind of money.
Well, and yeah, you have
This
all
is an
kinds
international
of
story.
Right. We see these GoFundMes all the time, and they just jack up to like 260, like
Yeah.
boom, overnight.
I mean, here you've got everything. You've got a 14-year-old little girl, completely innocent. It's very, very easy to get behind a 14-year-old girl who's outside a little restaurant with her family and gets shot in the face.
Yeah.
56 grand, that's embarrassing. This story was everywhere.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, we've seen, how many times have we seen someone, I ain't serving pizza to homos' weddings. It's like, wow, the outrage. And the next thing you know, there's $2 million raised in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
2 days. This story's been going on for weeks. They've raised 56 grand. Utterly embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourselves, folks.
Shame.
Absolute shame. It will be a long journey ahead, but she's regaining her functions more quickly than expected for someone with an extensive brain injury. I say that as someone who has not donated a dime to her. You know,
Yeah, but you haven't donated down to those other things either.
that's
so
true. That's true.
You're being consistent with your lack of giving.
And her dad is the one that raised the question.
Yeah,
at
to
the,
Hillary and Bernie at the Flint debate.
Yes. His quote to her, his question was, the man who shot everyone, including my daughter in Kalamazoo, had no mental health issues recorded and a clear background. What do you plan to do to address this serious epidemic? I don't want to hear anything about tougher laws for mental health or criminal backgrounds because that doesn't work.
And their response, of course, was right on the mark, right?
Oh, sure it was. Well, they said that loopholes that allowed people to buy guns more easily and to avoid background checks should be closed.
We need to close the loopholes. But that didn't apply in this case, of course.
Of course not. And in their defense, I don't know what you are supposed to say. Like, tragedies happen. There really is, short of like making guns illegal across the board and confiscating all guns in the country. What on earth could you have done there? Now it sounds like obviously he's got some mental health issues going on.
Something happened to him, man.
It's clearly something happened, but
he was seeing a cow with horns. He was seeing a bull on his phone,
and he thought it was a cow with horns. Yeah, it's a terrible story, but I don't know what you do when it happened. The tragedy happens before you realize what's going on.
Right.
So yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, you got me, motherfucker.
Are you guys excited for baseball season?
Yeah, 'tis the season, right? This is where you start kind of
yes, sir.
Getting excited for it. The shitty thing about this year is they don't open at home, man. They open on the road, and then they open with the Yankees.
Yeah,
which
they've done that the last couple of years, haven't they?
Or they've opened on the road.
Well, I thought they usually open on the road just because the weather is such an issue here. I thought
they open at home a lot, but I don't know. It takes away a little bit, don't you feel like?
You mean having opening day somewhere else? But
yeah.
I don't know, not to me personally. I always think that they should probably not have their first home game for almost a week or so. So just because of the weather around here is so shitty. But I do get what you're saying. But although it looks like, I don't know, got another play. What's his name got hurt yesterday, or he's been hurt? I don't. Ty was texting me about it because he's pissed that we signed him. I think again.
I did not hear about an injury. Oh, Cameron Maben?
No.
Good guess.
V-Mart already getting injured.
Did he really? Slight hamstring, right?
But still, I mean,
no, I know. He's like old as shit. 37? Yeah, he's the oldest one on the roster, I think.
But he points out in his text that it's like, well, we have him for 2 more years now.
Right. Oh, dude, we knew when they signed that guy.
It was 1 year.
They're going for it this year, but after this,
right?
Yeah, he's a 1978 birthday.
Shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, I thought they opened with the Yankees last year, or like in that first week or something,
because they'll draw for the Yankees anytime they play the Yankees.
They did not open up
play
with
Seattle,
right?
Yeah,
they did not open up with the Yankees, but they have done this the last 4 or 5 years where they will have the Yankees in a very early season series, and you're like, dude, can't you have them in June or July? I guess I know that everybody, you know, I don't know, everybody wants to draw like that, and maybe the Yankees don't draw. I don't know. They haven't been doing they haven't been the team they've been in the last year. I know they make the playoffs last year, I guess maybe, but they've been down the last few years.
Yeah.
Well, Yankees have not been great the last few years, but
you got to feel better about the Tigers this year. The bullpen, shoring up the bullpen, finally, at least making an effort. Time will tell whether these guys are the answer, but God, that was something that Dombrowski was just so annoyingly deficient at.
Yeah.
He was just, the glaring holes in the bullpen, and they just ride it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's been their problem for 15 years.
Yeah.
It's just so frustrating to watch. Really solid starting pitching, and then you get to the 7th or 8th, and how many games you see blown.
And you saw what a difference it made for teams like Kansas City or San Francisco in the World Series, where it becomes so obvious. Like you get to the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th against those teams, and it's over. You have a 1-0 lead in starting the 7th inning. The game's over against those teams. And that's where it was like the Tigers. It was like, well, let's get an 8-run lead going into the 7th, and hopefully we can hang on. Those were so irritating, those playoff teams over the last 10 years, where it was like, dude.
Yes.
Oh,
just watching. God damn it! What was it?
Joe Nathan?
No.
Phil Koch.
Shit. The worst guy. The Hispanic guy. Come on.
This guy.
Yes.
Like the.
Oh, drive me nuts.
Oh yeah.
Come on, somebody. Google. Tiger closer 2013. Whatever. Move
2011.
on.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
Jose Valverde.
Yes.
How could it be not a God? I know that's what they do.
I've tried to block that out of my memory.
It looks to me they do open up at home though. Unless this Marlins series. Oh no, it's not. I guess that they have a 2-game series. I guess that. Oh, never mind. It seemed odd to me that they had a 2-game series.
Who are they?
Marlins. 2 games against some Marlins. Then they have the Yankees at home. Like they go Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they have a Friday home. Then the Friday home opener for the Tigers. But
they've announced they finalized their announcer schedule for 2016. Rod Allen will be the analyst for 75 Tiger TV games this season, and Kirk Gibson will be in the booth for 60.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. In addition, Jack Morris will do 14 games. Craig Monroe will fill that role for 6 games.
That's weird. Monroe.
Yeah, I don't.
What now?
I
They
don't
have
mind
4
Monroe.
people.
So what's Monroe going to be back in the
Because he's already been doing that.
Yeah. Why would you even involve him for 6 games? That's odd.
Yeah.
It's odd enough. How many
'Cause now
other
they have-
clubs do this where they have even 2?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I know. Well,
I remember going over this last year though, and Gibson was about to come in. We talked about the pros and cons, and then immediately he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and he was just off the table.
Yep.
So I think Rod did all of last year, or maybe Morris did some, but
yeah, I think Morris did some, but Rod did way more than he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
On the play-by-play side, obviously Mario Mpemba will call all 140 games. Dan Dickerson will move over from his radio duties to call 13 games. When Dickerson is on the TV broadcast, Mpemba will do radio play-by-play with Jim Price.
Wait a minute. What? Yeah. See, it'd be one thing. I imagine I could understand them giving, out of 162. I could imagine Mario saying, "Hey, you can do 150 or 150." Give him some days there. To maybe stay at home. I don't know but he's going to do the radio on the other games. Why?
Yeah, that's weird.
Sometimes I have 5 people doing.
Yeah, just mix and match for versatility. I don't know.
It seems weird.
Idea.
I guess who cares? I don't know. I'll just turn on the TV and whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I know there's good report. I get that there's good broadcasters and bad broadcasters, but honestly, if the team's good, you watch, and if they're bad, you don't. What is it? Are you really not gonna?
Yeah, but baseball's one though. They can annoy the shit out of you if they're bad.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of people don't like Rod. I happen to like him. I think Rod and Mario are good together.
I agree.
But baseball, there's just so much discussion. I could see people going, I can't even handle these guys. Turn on the radio instead.
I guess. Yeah, I guess you could do the radio thing.
I tend to like him too. And I know I definitely know people that don't like him, but Rod's never bothered me. I
guess I don't.
Gibson would be kind of annoying, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't find Gibby all that.
I thought Morris was kind of annoying. The couple times I've heard him, he's just kind of like monotone and just.
They're bigger names, I guess.
Yeah.
But if kind of to East Point, if you've got a good roster, does it matter? You could have me in the booth, and people would just like whatever.
If they're up, 20, 20 above 500 or 15 above 500. It won't. You really could have Walters in the booth, and I'd be like, "Whatever, dude. This team's about to win a pennant."
They don't have me on the schedule, but I mean, if they want to go that route, no, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I could get in there and wing it for a little bit, right? And as a broadcast journalist professional, I mean, why not?
Right.
Do it. Whoa! Look at that hit.
Wow, that
Not
was
bad.
Whoa, that was a sweet play.
Woo!
Double play.
Almost made it to the warning track with that one. He's heating up.
Thought that was gone.
Yeah, everyone you think is gone.
Whoa!
There it goes.
It's a hop fly to
By
right.
the way, that is my biggest
lazy corn to right.
That is my biggest pet peeve of going to games. I hate the people that anytime there's a pop-up, they think it's a home run.
I gotta admit, dude, I tend to.
You one of those stand up immediately?
No, I don't like stand up or say anything, but I do get excited. Like, oh, well, it's just the nature of the game. It's like, oh wow, somebody made contact with the damn thing. There's been 9 pitches and nobody's even hit a foul ball in those 9 pitches.
Well,
I'm excited for a second. Excuse me.
If you're just sitting there, I guess it's one. I guess I'm more talking about the people that verbally start to like they will
verbally.
But they'll behind me. They'll be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And I'm like, "Dude, that wasn't
it's
even
a lazy fly.
It's not a home run." Or like, there's the out. Like it's an easy out. And you get that miss. It's like, dude, they're not gonna miss this. I don't know.
Well, I'm excited.
It's a respectable game, Jay. It's a quiet game. Baseball is a quiet game.
Yeah, it's a weird game, man. Certainly different than
no,
I don't know.
Other sports.
I could
watch it in different ways.
Right.
I don't know. Like the game, I like going to a couple games a year, but dude, I can't imagine.
I could go to 81 if I
Could
had
you
to,
really?
Yes, if I had, dude. My
It's
goal
just too slow.
My goal totally at some
Fun
point.
to go sit there in the summer though if you don't have anywhere to be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the only way I could do it, by the way, I mean, you'd have to be talking. I'd be in a money situation, I guess, financially, whatever. But the real thing I've always wanted to do is go to a game at every park. And I'd like to do it all in one journey, just like the Appalachian Trail kind of stuff. I like stuff that more is you know what I mean? I don't like breaking things up. I'd love to see a game in every stadium. I actually need to bring it into you guys. I mapped it out one time. Like I was going to do it one year and I mapped out what my map was going to be.
Autism speaks, everybody. Autism speaks.
It's
you really get into all this kind of like, I'd love to go here and knock it off a list. And
You're right.
say that I did this. And
it's important to him.
But I do, but more than other sports, though, I would say baseball is something that I could easily see myself going to every game more than the other sports, honestly. I guess the Lions are 8. They don't even count to me because that's only 8 home games a year.
Yeah.
But,
well, with baseball, though, spring is here, Mike. And with spring, you start to think about cleaning up the yard. Right, Mike?
Yes.
I mean, getting out and doing some cleanup, cleaning up the beds.
It honestly makes me miserable. Like the thought of having to deal with lawn issues.
You're not going to do it. So why do you?
I know, but
miserable. The thought of having to write a check to somebody.
Yes. Or find somebody to do it. You know, like the whole thing just sucks.
Well, I was out last weekend cleaning some shit up, and I got to thinking about Lawn Guy.
Oh, quite the falling out with him last year.
We did. We had a bit of a falling out, and I'm worried because he did a really good job for a few years there on my lawn. My lawn was looking lush. The turf depth was amazing. But last year I didn't water it, and he got all pissed at me.
Yeah. Has he cut you?
I don't know. I mean, he's the sort of guy who would cut me out. Because he doesn't want to put his name on shitty product,
Yeah. Well,
so
your lawn is definitely in the shitty product category now. I mean, just in all sincerity, no offense, but when you look at your neighbors' houses, it's like, wow, oh my God, each one is more beautiful than the last. And then you get to your house. It makes it nice. It's a nice identifier when I pull into your sub. Like I know where your house is. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, just find the brown, shitty, mashed up lawn.
It's nicely edged though.
It was towards the tail end of last summer or fall.
I was very pressed for time last year, and I was very short on funds. And frankly, I didn't want to spend money on water.
Yeah.
So I just didn't get around to it, and it pissed Lawn Guy off. So I'd like to call him and see if I can get back in his good graces.
Okay. We can definitely do that if you want to dial him up, E. And I don't know. I'll help you out as much as I can. We'll see if we can't get him back on Team J, doing your lawn again.
See if he even remembers me. I don't know.
This picture. He puts up a picture of grass.
I'm the lawnmower man. I'm the lawnmower man. Powerfully electric with an ongoing plan. I'm the lawnmower man. I'm the lawnmower man.
Hello, this is Kevin.
Lawn Guy, it's Jay from Lake Orion. How you doing?
Jay, one of my customers.
One of your customers. I'm the guy, and I should tell you, you're on with.
Oh no.
You're on with me and Mike on the Detroit Cast right now.
No, wait a minute. Say that again.
You're with my buddy Mike and me. We're on the phone. We're doing a podcast called the Detroit Cast. I've told you about this, Lawn Guy.
Hi, Lawn Guy.
Oh my gosh, what's up, Jay?
Yeah, you know who you're talking to now, right?
You goofball, what you doing?
Lawn Guy, I was calling you to kind of see if I could plug back into your good graces this year. I know we kind of left off on the wrong foot maybe last year. And my lawn, my lawn paid for it.
What?
Dude, I'm the guy last year who you berated because I didn't water my lawn all year.
Yeah, that's when I turned into the Lawn Guy Nazi. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So what do we do about this? Can we go forward? Can I get out of the doghouse?
Yeah, you got to move forward a little bit. Yeah, what we got to do is turn your sprinkler system on when we need it.
Lawn Guy, I don't mean to interrupt here, and I certainly have no say in however you guys decide to work this out. I mean, this is between you and Jay, obviously, but just from someone who has seen the lawn over the last couple of years, I got to say, be careful, because when I go to Jay's house, it's remarkable how much worse his lawn looked than other neighbors, and I think that reflects poorly on you and your work. So I know it's all fun and games.
What are you trying to tell? What am I supposed to do? Hold a gun to his head? This guy's killing me.
No,
he won't water his grass. It's ridiculous. I had been there like a psycho knocking on his door. Say, dude, what are you doing?
I know, but you've got a reputation as being really diligent and stuff. And it's like, oh, obviously he doesn't care about this guy's lawn. Look what he's done. I don't know if I want to hire that guy.
The argument can be made.
Oh man, that guy he drives me nuts. I was just
welcome to the party.
It just was not cool.
I gotta say, when I hooked up with you, I was really, it was amazing. The turf depth, the lushness of the lawn, the green hue,
turf depth
was remarkable compared to what I was working with before when I was trying to do it on my own. So you definitely know what you're doing.
I completely flipped it and it looked great for the past 4 years, and all of a sudden, boom!
Yeah, now it
down the drain.
You
Down
turn
the
on
drain.
the water. And you destroyed it in a matter of a couple of months.
So can we bring back the Kentucky bluegrass?
Okay, we can get it back to Kentucky Blue as long as you follow the rules.
What are the rules?
Otherwise,
sir?
I can't help you.
What are the rules?
Water.
Yeah. Does he have to mow it right? I mean, it looked so shoddy last year.
You got to cut it at a certain length, at least 4 to 4.25 inches long.
What?
What do you
That's
do?
way
You're
too
out there
long.
butchering. You think it's a golf course green.
No.
Oh,
That is
I love
one
the
thing.
water.
I stand behind my turf depth. I did not shear it last year. I kept it high. I kept it long because I knew I wasn't watering. So I was hoping the shade would help it. I don't know.
I want it shorn like a woman's vagine. I want that thing down like. I want to be able to putt on it. It feels better on your feet. I like walking around in that. I feel like I'm getting ticks if I'm in Jay's yard.
His woman vagine looks like a gorilla.
Yeah, right.
Got to make it look like a gorilla.
Yeah, it's like one of those 70s bushes.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally with you on the depth, Lawn Guy, but the watering, it's just, it's expensive. I'm a little low on cash the last couple of years, and I'm having trouble. For example, you want to kill all the tsetse flies, right? Flying around my lawn. I couldn't even afford.
Yes, bugs. I call them shoe flies. Yeah.
I couldn't even afford your repellent for that or whatever it is last fall. So I'm probably dealing with that infestation.
If you have a problem with that, I'll take care of that for you. No cost this spring if we got them, because you got to get rid of those. You can't live with those in your lawn.
Is that the African crane fly or some crap?
It's called European crane fly, you moonhead.
African crane flies.
Whatever. All right, dude. Hey,
you ain't right, man. You just ain't right.
I've got you on tape saying that you'll kill those things for free. So I don't want a single freaking European crane fly on my lawn. I got you,
killing
dude.
me now. Yeah.
So you're in this year then? Like you'll come back?
Man.
All right. I was a little afraid, like given what I did to you last year, that you wouldn't let me back.
Yeah, and before you commit to something, I mean, it's only fair to warn you that Jay has shown zero signs that he's going to follow through with this, because I remember we talked to you briefly last year, and Jay promised to turn on his water, and in the end, he ignored that directive. So
he did ignore. Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying, Lawn Guy? And I'm just looking out for you. I mean, you've got a business to run. And
a reputation.
See, this is the problem, is that they're all looking at his lawn, and when they see his lawn, when it looks good, that is word of mouth.
Totally. Yep.
But I was real open and honest last year. Everybody was asking me who you use. I'm like, Lawn Guy. Yeah, give him a call.
It doesn't matter.
Everybody's
Most people don't talk about their lawns. They just drive by and they go, ugh, who's responsible for the upkeep on that lawn?
In his neighborhood, you know what they refer me to as in his neighborhood?
What?
Lawn Nazi.
Lawn Nazi. Yeah.
Well, you are. That's how you were described to me when I first hooked up.
Yeah, actually, I think it's on your guys' Facebook of your subdivision.
Nice. So you pretty much got everybody in there now, huh? Good work.
Pretty much, yeah. I like everybody. You got a great neighborhood. You really do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well,
Except for the ones that don't water.
Yeah, I was going to say most lawns in the neighborhood look spectacular.
Yeah, so here's the big problem. I already see it this
Yeah.
spring. I've got like patches, like circular patterns and stuff. I don't know.
You blaming lawn guy for that?
Well, I'm just saying that's what we're dealing with.
You got circular, you got Fusarium blight now. Now you created a disease because you didn't water it. You got 2-3 things going on there.
Yeah, who couldn't have seen that coming?
And don't worry, Big Daddy will fix all that.
All right, lawn guy.
Well, as long as you can
That's
commit,
right.
as long as you can commit to coming by and watering it once a week, I think we're on solid ground here.
Yeah, I think now we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
My problem is I haven't turned this shit on for 2 years. I'm going to turn it on, and every damn sprinkler head's going to be busted.
And I will be by there to adjust them to make sure they're all working.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
No charge.
Wow, whoa, he's on tape again.
As long as you water your lawn, I will fix your sprinkler system at no cost to make sure it's all operating properly.
My man.
As long as you water.
Hey, lawn guy, we have many listeners out there who would be interested in your services. How far are you willing to go? Because I'll list you out there and I'll get you some business if
Lake Orion.
We're living as a vacation. That's it?
Isn't that where you live?
Yeah, but you're kind of limiting yourself.
There you go.
No, you won't go south. You won't go north. That's it.
No.
All right.
That's too many people.
All right. Well, I wish you luck. I hope this relationship can mend itself and you guys can get on solid ground here. I fingers crossed. I'm not all that hopeful that it's going to work out, but we'll give it one more try, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me back in, lawn guy.
You got it on, buddy. Don't worry. I got your back.
All right, man. We'll talk.
All right, pal. Thank you.
Later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Lawn guy, that son of a bitch. He had no idea who I was for
No,
like
he
5
didn't.
minutes of that
No,
call.
he didn't.
Like, wait, what?
Who?
Huh?
Where? When?
Customer? Are you a customer? What? Lake Orion?
You want to deal with that guy again? I mean, he really is Nazi.
Serious about his craft.
Yeah. I mean, you're fucking up his business, dude.
I know. It looks really bad this year.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was out there this
Terrible.
weekend, like
Absolutely
raking some
terrible.
shit up. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But the thing about last year, it was so mild for so long. I was getting away with it, right? And then
Yeah.
it hit a stretch, like
I
3
remember
weeks there, and it got pretty burnt out and bad.
Yeah.
I didn't do it on purpose. I'm trying to save some cash.
Oh no, you knew what the problem was. You knew what the remedy was.
Trying to save some money, man. I don't
Yeah.
even have cable.
Yeah, no, I know.
Can't have these luxuries like a lush green lawn.
Yeah, I know.
You got to
Put yourself
give.
in quite a spot there.
It's a quandary.
Well, hopefully it works out this year. I mean,
Well,
guess
you heard
that-
him though. He's doing my sprinkler heads for free, and I guarantee I have like 18 broken sprinkler heads.
why do you think they're all broken?
Because there were some broken the last time I turned them on. I knew they were, and I just never fixed them.
Yeah.
And they're all freaking on the edge of the driveway where people,
Oh, you mean like my driveway where you assholes have run them all over every year?
You've got a strange driveway.
I understand that.
You agree with this,
He
right?
has murdered more of my sprinklers.
No, you've got just a little hiccup at the end of your driveway, and I swear to God, every time I pull out, it flummoxes me.
I know.
Like
I know.
I have to like pause and kind of readjust because it's not just a straight out.
It was you're not only that, but your driveway is not meant like you have the garage, but it was obviously not meant to hold any more than the cars that are in the garage.
Yeah,
Like it's not meant for parking.
really funnels you.
It's a long, but it's narrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's not ideal, but I would have respect for your guys.
I've seen him go off the driveway.
He goes way off the driveway and he absolutely puts a
Dude, if you didn't have those
2-ton
rocks
car
that
on those things.
Well, if the rocks were in it, that's the only thing that even stops it from being worse. You should be happy you have those rocks at the end. because-
rocks. We could build
a whole
shelter out of rocks. No,
but those
me
rocks are
too,
the only
dude.
reason because obviously you're not going to back up to the point where I'm going to hit those rocks.
That's what stops me in my tracks every day.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so I
oh,
need
shit, the rocks.
So I need to add more boulders. Is that what you're saying?
Boulders. That's why people do that shit.
Oh, I know.
Boulders on their lawns.
I know.
So we'll see how it goes. You heard him. I mean, he made some big promises there. The African tsetse fly out of the lawn for free. And my
Sprinkler head
sprinkler
repaired
heads.
for free. Not a bad deal for someone who was kind of a dick last year like you were. All right. Well, nice lawn guy update.
I'm the lawnmower man, powerfully electric with an ongoing plan. I'm the lawnmower man. I'm the lawnmower man. I'm the lawnmower man, powerfully electric with an ongoing plan. I'm the lawnmower man.
Cast continues after this short break.
Dealership offering 2 for $252. Hey, it's Steve Gabara from Zott Ford and Holly, the only dealership offering 2 for $252. Right now at Zott Ford, you get 2 brand new 16 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Cabs for just $252 with $1,000 due. That's 2 trucks for just 1 payment of $252. I'll say it again, lease 2 F-150s for just 1 payment of $252 per month. Hurry to Zott Ford and Holly, home of the 2 for $252, because leasing 2 trucks for the price of 1 can't last long.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Nice to talk to Lawn Guy. Good, interesting character.
Yeah, what was the Usarian blight? Is that the word he used when he described the?
Sounds about right.
The disease that my lawn currently has.
Yeah,
he'll eradicate.
Yeah,
confident.
Yeah, sounds like he's good. I mean, he doesn't want to leave his area. So, anyway, interesting story out of Yale today. Former Yale basketball player, captain actually, Jack Montague.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, this guy was suspended a couple weeks ago, but his side is just coming out.
Yeah,
with why, or he was not suspended, but
expelled.
Expelled. Yeah.
He's planning to sue the school. This is all over rape allegations, which are such a hot topic on school campuses right now. The whole rape culture. You know, whether you have the UVA story. The Rolling Stone article. I mean, it's just a big topic of discussion, and schools are finding themselves put in the position of either looking like they're too lax on the issue or doing what they do here, which is, in my opinion, maybe coming out a little too strong, too quick to judgment. There's something weird too about an accuser not having their name made public in these stories. And the accused, and I understand why they do that, but the accused essentially gets their life ruined by something like this.
Yeah.
And there's a strong possibility that some of these are just total horse shit, you know, whether it's regret, hooking up with a dude, you know, and obviously some of these are vicious rapes and fuck those guys. But this story is interesting, and, you know, we're getting half of it, obviously, but he was accused of sexual assault, and he was expelled, as Jay said, last month after a student made a formal complaint of assault against him. The 22-year-old insists he and the chick had consensual sex 4 times, and that she even woke him up during the night to blow him, which is a nice move. I highly recommend that move for chicks that want to impress your man.
Yeah,
wake him up like that.
Yeah,
like that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a solid move. No guy's ever gone, "What are you doing? I'm trying to get my rest." Like, nobody's ever going to get up outraged at that move.
I would think not.
Being raped.
Yeah. No guy's going to claim rape after that. Montague was formally expelled, and afterwards his attorney, Max Stern, issued a stern statement, if you will, saying the senior plans to sue for unfair expulsion. And the statement from him says that the 2 students developed a relationship that led to them sleeping together in Jack's room on 4 occasions back in the fall of 2014.
Well, tell us about it, Max.
Yeah, get into detail.
Yeah,
here,
can
Max.
we
Let's go. Slow this down.
Spare no detail here.
On the first occasion, the woman joined Jack in bed and stayed the night.
Nice.
On the second occasion, she entered his bed voluntarily, removed all her clothes during the night, woke him up to blow him.
Wow.
Says performed oral. I'm just, paraphrasing. On the third occasion, she joined him in bed voluntarily, took off all her clothing, and had intercourse by consent. On the fourth occasion, she joined him in bed voluntarily, removed all of her clothing, and they had sexual intercourse. They got up, left the room, and went separate ways. He was like, "Yeah, I'm done with you. See ya." Later that same night, she reached out to him to meet up. She reached out to him to meet up. They returned to his room voluntarily and spent the rest of the night in his bed. The sole dispute is as to the sexual intercourse in the 4th episode. So all the others, she says, were consensual, and this 4th one is the problem. She stated that she did not consent to it. He said that she did. A year later, she reported the incident to a Title IX coordinator. A Title IX official, not her, filed a formal complaint with the university. Only 2 persons could have known what happened on that 4th night. The panel chose to believe the woman. By a preponderance of the evidence, we believe that it defies logic and common sense that a woman would seek to reconnect, get back into a bed with a man who she says forced her to have unwanted sex just hours earlier. And yet the dean accepted this conclusion and ordered Jack to be expelled. We strongly believe that the decision to expel Jack was wrong, unfairly determined, arbitrary, and excessive by any rational measure. Lawyer speak.
Well put, Max.
We cannot help but think that it is not coincidental that the decision by Yale to seek expulsion of the captain of its basketball team, followed by little more than a month of the report of the association, the AAU, which was highly critical of the incidents of sexual assaults on Yale campuses, and the Yale president's promise to redouble our efforts for what appears, Jack has been pilloried. That's a good word.
Yeah. Like
As
publicly ridiculed.
As a whipping boy for a campus problem that has galvanized national attention. I guess the team had to issue a statement too, because when their boy was taken down to Chinatown over this, I guess they called him Gooch or Gucci. It was his nickname. They all wore like tracksuits to practice with Gooch's name on the back, just in solidarity with their boy. And people were outraged, of course. And Tim Bennett, Yale's assistant director for sports publicity, has issued a statement on behalf of the team apologizing for the hurt they had caused by supporting their former teammate. Yale's men's basketball fully supports a healthy, safe, and respectful campus climate where all students can flourish. Our recent actions to show our support for one of our former teammates were not intended to suggest otherwise, but we understand that to many students, they did. We apologize for the hurt we have caused, and we look forward to learning and growing from these recent incidents.
There's two sides to every story, and the fact that they would support their boy who's looking them in the eye going, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
This chick wanted it.
Yeah.
You know, they have to backtrack from their support of him.
Yeah.
Like you say, you know, he's accused. And
yeah.
A year later, she reports, again, nobody can know.
Nobody can know. I would hope, dude, if something happened to you, where some chick just all of a sudden came out and said, oh my God, years ago, Jay did something to me that was like, if I talked to you and you went, dude, are you fucking kidding me? How well do you know me? That I would hope that under no circumstances would I just go side with some chick. Like that seems wrong to me. I think you do. Unless there's something where you're like, ah, man, I just don't trust this guy. Like, why wouldn't you have your guys back on something like that? That to have to come out and make this public statement. I think that would say volumes if his team disowned him over something like that.
Yeah, and there hasn't been any finding beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the criminal standard. They looked at this like preponderance of the evidence, like more likely than not, we believe her.
Right.
Well, that's barely, you know, not believing him. It's like 51%, 49%. It's just.
And in the current culture we're in right now, it's probably in your best interest as a university to cover your ass. Yeah, there's no harm in that. I mean, there is a harm, but you can see why a university that's had allegations of abuse like this. The problem is
right. It sounds like it's on the heel of a report that was saying that they didn't do enough.
Yeah,
and then at the same time, man, if you've got a chick reporting this, and even given a year later, who knows why she didn't come forward? But if she's credible too. Like, what are you supposed to do as the university?
Yeah, no, you can.
Why dismiss it just because of the year? No, if she's saying, "Look, this happened. I was embarrassed about it. I didn't come forward because X, Y, and Z." Well, then you got to do something about it. Can't just dismiss it.
Yeah. No, I can totally see both sides of it, no doubt. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw. In fact, I'm sure you didn't see, but they had the new 30 for 30 that came out.
The Duke lacrosse.
The Duke lacrosse story.
I didn't see it.
Dude, it's really good. It's very scary. It's very chilling, actually. The whole episode. You'll have to watch it.
I know,
and
I actually meant to, but
it's really good though, and it follows the which was one of the first that got really huge national attention, and it divided the community of Durham, North Carolina. Where I guess the makeup there is you've got this elite, very white, well-to-do family university, and then you've got the inner city of Durham, and they've just kind of been on opposite sides of the world. You've got an inner city kind of thing where you got 42%. There's a class divide, there's a race divide. I mean, it's the same thing that's going on in a lot of the country, and so people found it very easy to believe this stripper who went to this house party for the Duke lacrosse team and then came away from there saying, oh my God, I was raped in the bathroom by 3 guys. And these guys are put on trial. And the injustices that took place during this thing were so I mean, those guys were destroyed from that.
Were they ultimately tried? I don't remember how far it went.
Yeah, they were, and it was DNA evidence. You know, the chick had DNA evidence from like 7 dudes in her, on her. I mean, she was a skank. She was a mental basket case skank ass.
She had 7 dudes DNA on her,
and none of them were from the from the Duke guys. None of it, dude. This lawyer,
none of it.
You would love this. They had this one lawyer. They were, you know, DNA was coming into its own then, and so they're like, yeah, we need to get our head around this whole DNA thing, and none of these lawyers. And so they literally went to the Google machine and were like, how to study up on DNA, and they went to Amazon. You can get anything, and ordered this book from Amazon about like
there has never been a company quite like Amazon.
Like how to figure out what DNA means and blah blah blah. And it's a real technical book. And the lawyers were like, yeah, this one lawyer, young guy, you know, kind of new to the firm or whatever. He sat in his office and read this fucking book. They're like, dude, we'd come in, he'd be here at 6 a.m. reading the book. We'd leave at 8 o'clock at night. He'd still be here reading this book for days. This guy just read this damn book and wanted to learn everything he could about DNA. And they sprung at one point in the court for some reason. I wouldn't think this would be allowed, but the judge allowed this witness who was the DNA expert who had provided testimony, and there was some shenanigans going on with DNA stuff, and so they're reading all these reports and looking at notes that this guy left, and so they're like, yeah, we're putting him on the stand today, and the defense is like, we haven't prepared to talk to this guy, and so they all turn to this young lawyer and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to cross him today, and the guy's like, I'm not prepared for this. And like, yeah, you are. You read the book. You're good. Cross this motherfucker up. And he crossed this dude up and whooped his ass. It was one of those moments that a lawyer, and I mean, basically the case fell apart when he was able to prove that they were hiding information. There was some deal struck between the prosecutor.
That's right, man. There's huge prosecutorial misconduct by that guy.
That guy did a day in jail. Yeah. And I want to say he was disbarred in the end.
I think you're right.
And the scary part about it was this girl was really not believable. Her story wasn't believable. The timelines didn't match up. I mean, they had cell phone records where they knew where these guys were at different times. They knew from their key cards when they checked into their dorm rooms. And so there was kind of this electronic trail that followed them. And so it didn't line up really with like, there was no 10-minute window where this assault took place in a bathroom. And it turns out that the girl was stripping and was hammered drunk or doing drugs. She was having legal issues. She was on probation and had to answer for her whereabouts. So in order to keep herself out of trouble, she was like, take the issue away from the fact that I was all fucked up and at this party and not where I was supposed to be. And just go, oh my God, I was assaulted, I was raped. And so it's like, oh, you poor thing, you victim.
With a broomstick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that. And the guy, Mike Nifong, who was the prosecutor in that trial, was up for re-election that year and he was a Democrat who needed the inner city vote and was like, ran on this idea. Where did we see this recently? The Cosby trial, where the guy's like, I will prosecute Bill Cosby in Philadelphia, was it? And won election based on that. And so Nifong was doing the same thing, like, I will, but this ends today.
I don't care who they are.
Yeah, I don't care if they're rich, well-to-do athletes from Duke University. We will. And literally ran a campaign based on that fact. And so he couldn't let that go. Mm-hmm. He had to see that thing through, no matter how bad it was. But, you know, if you remember it, not that this matters, but Duke at the time had finished number 2 in the country and lost the national championship game for lacrosse and was coming back the next year. That season was completely wiped out. They canceled that season. Their coach was fired. I mean, on the sword for that one, for supporting his team. I mean, it was just it had devastating effects for those kids. Seeing them again, it was like, holy shit. Yeah, I remember this. I mean, they talked to a lot of parents. It's a fascinating watch to see like the clash between race, the clash between class, the whole rape culture on campuses, and to see these guys get run for this thing. Oh,
yeah, and to see like a story. I remember thinking, what a bunch of dirtbags. right?
Yeah.
Because that's just how it's presented to you. You tend to defer, like, why would she lie, right? I mean, these guys, you could see that happening.
Yep.
There's a bunch of guys partying and took it over the line, and the whole time you're just thinking, what dicks? And then that comes out, and it's like, holy shit, it makes you question everything.
Yeah. And it falls into the it falls into the category of, oh shit, what was I gonna say? Of dumb jocks. Like you think of, like, we all went to high school and remember the meathead jock guy that disrespected chicks or partied way too hard and leaned on the fact that he was a jockhead. Like that guy, it's easy to paint that picture and go, oh, you can totally see how some elitist white superstar jock athlete asshole would take advantage of some lowly black girl and abuse her at a party.
Right.
And so it was easy to get behind that storyline and run with it in the media and all that. But they pointed out, one of the kids pointed out, how none of the team turned on each other. Their coach never turned on them. They all knew what the truth was, but he, it points to kind of what you just said, Jay, which is very scary. And we see it all over the country right now where, if the fact is, for those kids, if they didn't have access to good lawyers, if they didn't have access that a lot of people don't have access to, it's the worst abuse of power you can think of, when you've got a power hungry asshole lawyer who's trying to make a name for himself, doesn't give a fuck about what the truth is. You can see how some inner city kid would get totally fucked by the system.
Yeah.
Doesn't have access to shit. His lawyer's falling asleep on the stand or something like that. And you're like, dude, that's a horrifying thought. I mean, when I think of those kids, I can't think of anything worse almost than being falsely accused of something like a rape. That's awful. It's awful.
Yeah, it made you definitely question these stories as they came out after, because up until then, I was always just kind of like, oh man, that's bullshit. Those guys, animals.
Yeah.
And now when you read the Yale thing, it does make you think,
yeah,
you can see it both ways.
Yeah. There's another one, not on a college campus, but
now this one
coming out of Silicon Valley. I've had quite a few stories out of Silicon Valley lately, but this guy's they say one of the top venture capitalists, and he's been accused of violently raping, emotionally tormenting, and drugging a human trafficking victim. Oh, I mean, put him in jail and bury him.
Why would you do that to a human trafficking victim?
Yeah.
Beyond me, Jay. Sorry.
And she was kept as a sex slave for like 13 years too. Michael Guggen, a 20-year partner at Sequoia Capital, parted ways with the company. So he's been shit canned over these allegations. They backed Apple, Google, YouTube, PayPal, Dropbox, just to name a few, like early on. So that's how they're making their money. And his alleged victim filed suit in California on Tuesday. Amber Baptiste is her name, and she claims she met Guggen at a strip club in Texas months after she was trafficked to America from Canada. That doesn't seem like a place you'd be
maybe she came from somewhere else than to Canada than here.
Oh, they say Canada.
Okay.
At the age of 15.
Oh, okay.
He was married, had a couple kids, so he's looking for some side action at this point.
Right.
He's got the money, so
like
why not?
Same old.
Yeah, tired of playing the same old golf course, so wants to find a new course. And he offered to save her from her traffickers if she agreed to bang him. But over the next 13 years, she claims he habitually raped her, forced her to call him king. Well.
Oh.
Or emperor. She could have
emperor.
Yeah.
Who's the king? I am. You need a king? How much money are you gonna make today?
Enough to choke a baby.
That's right. Whose tits are these?
They're my tits.
These are the king's tits.
The king's titties.
That's right.
And then he infected her with HPV.
Ugh.
And sodomized her
Genital
for
warts.
I don't know what that is.
Human papillomira, something.
It's genital warts.
Yeah. I think it's fairly common, actually, but he gave it to her nonetheless. And sodomized her for 6 hours at a time. Who can do anal for 6 hours at a time? That seems like over anal. You're over analing. You think?
Yeah, foreign objects. He's not. His member for 6 hours.
I don't know. In 2012, she was forced to have emergency surgery after he sodomized her so violently he ripped her an anal canal. He ripped her anal canal.
Oh God!
God damn it!
He put a crevasse in her anal canal.
He did. Rather large one too, causing a 7-inch tear, left her bleeding and alone on the floor of a hotel room in a foreign country, nearly hemorrhaging to death.
In a foreign country, they add.
Yeah,
leaving her bleeding alone in a hotel room in a foreign country.
I mean,
the detail is one of many in this 26-page lawsuit that was filed in San Mateo County Superior Court. According to Baptiste, Guggen signed a contract to give her $40 million in exchange for her silence about that incident. He allegedly only paid her $10 million and refused to pay the rest.
$40 million deal?
Yeah, it's a hell of an anal session.
God, this might be best case scenario if you're a human trafficked victim.
Yeah,
right. I mean, so many of them just end up being pincushions forever and dying in an alley.
Yeah,
at least she got $10 million with 30 more promised.
I mean, honestly,
sounds
dude,
like that wasn't coming though.
Would you take a 7-hour? I know it's horrible to think about, and I don't mean to make light of it, but dude, honestly, for your family, think about your family. Now.
6 hours, a 7-inch crevasse in my
anal canal.
Anal canal.
In your anal canal. Now you've been promised 40, but you only see 10 of it.
Oh,
do we know are we just gonna assume that you're only getting 10?
We'll assume you're only getting 10.
It's a Hobson's choice.
It is. Come on. 7-inch crevasse in your anal canal.
I don't think I could do it for $10 million, dude.
Shut up.
Come on.
I don't.
Yeah, they stitch you up. You're good as new in a week.
I don't know if.
Bullshit. I might do it for $10 million. I'm sitting over here thinking about it. Are you kidding me?
Dude, you definitely do that for $10 million. You kidding me? Why not?
Is it a foreign object or is it his panus?
Is it worse? Which one's worse?
A foreign object.
His panus.
His panus is way worse.
No way.
Dude, he's basically begging for panuzel meat to be rammed in his anal canal.
Worse to me, because they're gonna fucking find the craziest weird things. They're gonna be like, rolling pins and shit or something. Or
you want him to create
brooms.
a 7-inch crevasse in your anal canal with his panus?
I don't want brooms and rolling pins and like.
I'd rather be broomed.
Yes,
I'd rather be broomed.
Totally.
Seriously. She's now suing Guggen for breach of contract.
I don't know if that's
He's denied the claims. He's countersued, citing claims of extortion and invasion of privacy, insisting the pair enjoyed a loving relationship. He's acknowledged the existence of the lawsuit, saying, "We understand that these allegations are of serious improprieties." This is the company, Sequoia, acknowledged the existence of the lawsuit, and they said they're unproven, unrelated to Sequoia, but we decided that Mike's departure was the appropriate course of action. So he's lost his gig now over this. Guggen's lawsuit contains a number of messages. So he's trying to say, look, there's another side to this story. So part of his countersuit released a bunch of messages that they sent between the two, claiming that were sent while she says everything was so abusive. They believe that this means that, you know, her claims are horseshit. Those include her messages to him: "The love that I hold in my heart for you was instant. It is a perfect love, and to me it is a perfect way to love someone. It is forever and unconditional." The next one was, "I love our visits. I feel so blessed to have met you and have been able to maintain a special relationship with you. I can only hope that it continues. I know it feels really good when we are together, and to me it feels so perfect, and I never want to let you go. I could never even make love to you enough times to show you how special you are to me."
Wow.
It contains, the document also contains what his lawyers describe as erotic emails, some of which allegedly included provocative photos. "I want you to feel comfortable sharing with me every fantasy you've ever had. When we come together, I want it to be completely comfortable and relaxed, and for exploration of all fantasy, reality, and erotica to take place wherever we decide that may be." Chick just, "You can ask me to do anything with you. I want you to experience anything that you have ever wanted to experience with me." She's a gamer, dude.
She's inviting the anal canal.
For sure. "I don't want you to be shy. I don't really require variety in hotels. I come there with one thought in mind, which is making love to you."
Variety in hotels, so it can be anywhere.
She also calls him things such as Prince Charming, "My sweet, sweet sunshine." What a shit nickname that is. "My sweet, sweet sunshine."
That is.
That stinks. My beautiful love, angel to my life, the most wonderful man in my whole world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over the top.
She's kind of laying it on thick, isn't she? See, I don't know who to believe here. I mean, the anal canal abuse over 6 hours that leaves her almost hemorrhaging out, bleeding out on the floor. Stinks.
She's been human trafficked. I think you got to give her a break. I think she's whacked out. I don't know.
He claims that Mr. Guggen continued to dangle the prospect of helping Ms. Baptiste out of the grip of human traffickers in exchange for debasing acts. These acts included groveling for Guggen to masturbate on her and ejaculate in her mouth, causing her to choke or vomit. Damn it. Almost every time he would sodomize her for hours on end, feeding her alcohol and drugs to endure it. No matter how many times she cried or begged him to stop, he would demean or verbally abuse her until he was finished. Guggen has since filed the suit, saying there's an enormous amount of evidence, including messages that span years, that show she pursued me romantically and professed her love, respect, and appreciation for my kind and compassionate treatment of her. The reality is that she was an exotic dancer, first looking for a payday and later revenge. He was generous, wanted to help her have a better life over the years. He provided her with hundreds of thousands of dollars. This enabled her to quit her job as a dancer, pursue her interests without needing to worry about finances or even having to work.
Either way, man, it looks like he purchased himself a plaything. He was having his way.
Yeah.
Pretty gross.
To some. As long as they don't turn on you. Yeah, it sounds awesome to have a plaything like that. It sounds absolutely awesome. But if they turn on you and all that evidence comes out, and then you've got the scarring and the stitches from the 7-inch crevasse in your anal canal, I mean, that's tough to get over, man. It really is. So, I don't know. We'll follow that one to the Astronom file with that one. I don't know who we can contact about it, but what are you going to do? You want to see some mug shots?
Sure.
Someone sent us a link to hot chicks. They claim there are 30 hot girl mug shots. And I want to see how hot they are. Yeah.
Bunch of drunk college chicks or something.
Probably. Yeah. We've all seen
probably all weeping mascara running.
That's my guess is what
Daddy!
Percentage
they
of
just
them
made the call. Daddy, help me, Daddy.
Daddy, I've been arrested. Which
I was just peeing in an alley, Daddy.
No, not that one, E.
I know. I just wasn't pulling it up yet because I didn't want to show the images yet.
Okay. I imagine like you do that most of them are going to be crying. I don't know what percentage of them.
Not crying.
Okay, not crying.
Do we have their crime? Their alleged crime.
These might just strictly be mugshots.
Her crime is maybe having too wide of a mouth.
That jaw is
really
going to keep expanding.
Yeah, it's the jaw.
That jaw is going to be while it's adorable right now.
If you could just shave that down a little bit, though, she'd look a ton better.
Where are you talking? Are you talking here mostly?
Yep.
And here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's not going to play. It plays well in her early 20s. You get that into the
as she clenches
50s,
at
60s.
night, it's just going to grow.
Strengthen, toughen that thing up. It's going to square off, I fear.
What do we got, E?
Oh, there was some crying there.
Yeah, that's a Central Michigan rioter.
I was thinking somewhere in Florida, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Central Florida.
There you go.
Not a big school.
Right.
We're not talking Florida State here or University of Miami. We're talking CFU or.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Clearly a drunk issue. She's cute, but rather, kind of plain Jane cute.
Yeah, she's fine. Yeah.
Holding it together. The story was 30 of the hottest mugshots.
Oh no, no way.
There has to be hotter. Through all the colleges, especially out there, like as you're describing, the Westerns, the Centrals, the States, everything.
Yeah, every drunken disorderly
on a Saturday, Friday night. Come on.
I'm worried about the pig nature of that nose. Do you see a little pig nature?
Oh, there's
in the nose?
pigment.
Like if one of us, like if we were to be able to spend the time, like if I were just to take a week and just start digging through, mug shots and personal records on, every weekend for a year.
Are you saying this has not been vetted properly?
I mean, it looks okay, but did someone really do due diligence on these? So far, I'd say
Hold
no.
on, go back up, E. We're not done with that.
Okay, sorry.
It's scrolling so fast.
She's got like a pumpkin head.
I think her part is not pronounced enough.
I don't have a problem with the part. I have a problem with the face.
I have a problem with the part pronouncement. I don't think it's pronounced enough. I'm just saying it's not a deal breaker.
I think her hair is I don't know,
too much.
No, it's I don't know. I'd expect it to be a little bit more sweaty or something. You know, you picture these chicks being arrested for drunken shit. It looks like she just kind of finished her hair.
Yeah,
when she got nabbed for wrongdoing.
She was a ne'er-do-well.
A ne'er-do-well. Nefarious activity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, E. Let's go.
Why? I just got yelled at.
E, holding the program.
That
up.
chick reminds me of the Ronk. Remember Ronk, the teacher?
Yeah, I liked
The
Ronk.
local
Right?
teacher.
Did I like Ronk?
I think you liked Ronk.
I like so many.
See,
of these
there's the
toys, but
rustled hair that I would expect in this sort of situation.
You think there was some dancing going on in the night earlier
Yes.
for her?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She was on a club. There was a lot of lights and a lot of head whipping.
Yep.
Yes.
She maybe even blew a guy in the bathroom earlier that night.
Probably
Wouldn't be shocked.
Probably did. Oh, she's been crying.
Oh, wait, she's been crying a
Weepy.
lot.
Daddy,
Daddy, Daddy, I'm a good girl. Daddy,
I just had to pee.
She's kind of cute though.
I think she's the worst of all of
I
them
do
so
too.
far.
Really?
I'm with
Those
you.
lips.
E.
Look at the lips.
I'm worried about agreeing with E on too much shit right now. But
Yeah, you agree with them a lot. It's okay.
I do agree with you, E.
I think she's the worst of all of them so far.
Imagine those on your Panoozle meat,
No, that-
though.
but
I mean, that's where you got to go with this, right?
Well, dude,
Isn't that
I'd
the
nail
end all be
all
all?
of. I'd have sex with all of these girls. That doesn't mean you can't say that one's hotter than the other or one's the least hot.
All right, I'll take her. Fine.
Well, it sounds like not a lot of competition then.
Ooh. Oh, it's
Oh.
looking rough.
Yeah,
No,
that one's
that's
been.
Something happened to it. She's looking all blotchy on her chest.
I think she got manhandled.
Yeah.
Some cop got a hold of her.
Yeah, she got in a scuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let me
that's
go.
out-
I promise. I'll put it down.
This is bullshit. This
Don't
is outside
touch
of-
me. Don't touch me. You have no right to touch me. Get your hands off me. Rape. Rape.
This is outside of
Assault!
bar for sure.
Yes.
You know, last call got cut off or whatever.
She's a mess.
Yeah, total mess.
Oh.
Crying.
That chick I've seen before.
I think that's a toy.
I've seen that picture on something. Like, you know how those pop ads come
Yes,
up and they're
you're
like,
right.
Does that? I wonder if that means
says
that
something
these-
like the laws of insurance in Michigan have recently
Yes,
changed.
yeah.
Click here to find out.
I've totally seen that chick before.
Yeah.
Is this a farcical list?
I mean, I don't know if this is a reputable website, to be honest.
Oh, it says the girl above even became a meme,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
which is true. We've definitely seen her in ads.
I have zero opinion of this chick. I don't know.
I agree.
Really?
I know, it's just whatever.
She's got gorgeous eyes. Is she a black girl, Mexican girl? What is she?
I think she's mixed race.
Mixed race?
To me.
I like her lips. I like her eyes. Don't have a problem with her hair.
I think
she's been crying. Poops. Stop your crying.
Oh, God.
Move along.
I don't think these.
Oh, gross.
Too happy to be there.
Gross.
Too much hair. Too much hair.
I actually like this chick.
Shut up, E.
Do you?
I think she looks the more real out of all
Oh,
the
that's
chicks.
the worst one.
Agreed, Jay.
I
Trailer.
disagree. Well, maybe like Trailer Park Trash. I guess I don't know. What are you gonna do?
That looks like a toy.
Yeah.
She looks way older than the other chicks.
Mm-hmm. Not feeling it. She was crying.
It's a little bit Kardashian, this one.
Yeah, but not in a good way. Not that any Kardashians look good in a good
Is that
way.
the move when you have a long hair in a mugshot? You have to pull it to the side. Anyone that has long hair, it's all pulled to the one side. I don't know if that's just
The night started so promising for you, didn't it, dear?
That
we
is-
find ourselves here now.
Oh,
Oh,
this
come
chick,
on
she's just
now.
happy to be there.
Yeah.
she's still drunk. That's probably what's going
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah,
You know
this-
what I mean? Still not having quite sank in yet.
She's going to get the equivalent of the ain't so funny now, is it, motherfucker? Talk.
Yes.
because she's still
Anyone who's been in jail knows that conversation
Yeah.
where you come in hammered
well.
and dancing and loving life
Yep.
and then quickly realize a few short hours later, like, fuck.
Well, and if you look, it looks like she's wearing a bikini, probably. So she's maybe maybe like a spring break situation or something. She just been drinking all day.
She is not going to age well either. No offense. to her.
No.
That
Keep it
is
going.
not-
Oh, for
Oh.
goodness sakes.
We had some serious crying going on there.
Yeah. That's
She's one of those that dolls up and under the bar lights looks cute, but you get her home, she's stripper cute.
Yeah,
Will you give her that? Can we?
I will agree with that.
I don't know.
Show of hands. Can we give her stripper cute?
No.
I think
Wow,
Mike is.
really?
I agree
Gross.
with Mike that Mike is right. There's these girls. I think you're right. In the bar lights, she could probably play better. But then you put her in this. Oh,
Very
No.
young, man.
Yeah, wow.
Really?
She looks like a freshman, sophomore.
In what?
College?
She looks young to you guys? I was thinking she looked older.
Move along.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
Gross.
Yeah.
Next.
Gross.
Gross. Daddy. Is that an actual tear I see they've captured in the photo?
Can almost.
What am I gonna do with
Yeah,
this?
that is, dude.
That's a tear. It looks like Jay when he made himself cry.
Yes, I did.
Remarkable moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
These are
Next.
Oh.
Here's what we thought. The waterworks are coming now.
Yeah, that's a DUI, definitely.
Yeah, because that's crying and really it's
messed.
Right. Just
Ooh, it looks angry.
Yeah. She wants to charge the camera. Next.
Dude like tranny.
Tranny, yeah.
what the hell's going on?
It doesn't look like a mugshot. It's like a student ID.
It's Olin Mills.
Yeah.
Class photo?
Right.
Hair's too long.
Yes.
Cut your fucking hair, lady.
I don't
It's
mind
taken
that.
away from her titties.
Whatever.
Cute eyes.
Oh, what a mess.
Oh man.
Oh,
man.
no.
We did a lot of crying tonight, didn't we, honey? We ended up crying an awful lot.
It is so
that crying
funny.
started at the bar.
Yeah, that was it is so funny to look at these though. You're right when you like that. I mean, you talk about the idea of the night starting out so you just know so many of them start in the dorm, start in the apartment, and it's like
Just putting on her favorite orange shirt.
Our
you know,
girls
getting ready
night
to go,
out. Oh my goodness.
And somebody done her wrong and she ends up like that.
Oh my God, Cameron has not called me back all night. Fuck him, girlfriend.
Ew.
Yeah.
Move along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move along.
Cute.
Think she's hotter than she is.
Yep.
That looks like Prince. I don't know.
She looks toyish.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm.
I wouldn't say those were the 30th or 30
There's
hottest.
gotta be. You're right. I think, yeah, someone didn't do their due diligence on this journalistic article.
That's right.
I don't know if did the editor make sure they checked up their sources on this?
They're not. It's not a bad list.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to say that when you're.
Gentlemen, spring is almost here, which means soon April showers will bring May flowers. So let's start celebrating spring a little bit early at Zott Ford and Holly, where right now you can lease a new 15 Ford Edge for just $199 per month with only $1,000 out of pocket. You heard right, $199 for the all-new 15 Ford Edge auto machine. While supplies last from our friends at I-75 and Exit 98, see their blasphemous deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
How many selfies do you guys take a day?
I've described this before.
9 or 10.
I've said this before. I don't really, and I guess that's up for debate, but I don't think that I actually take selfies ever. You know what I mean? Like I think there's an absolute difference.
Ever.
Like I do think there's an absolute difference though between like being at a Wings game or the absolute just face.
Answer the question. E, how many selfies do you take a day?
0 then, I think. And okay, then maybe on the weekends
your
I'll 2 or
phone.
3.
We'll see how many selfies you take. This kid, Kurt Coleman, familiar?
I'm not.
Your kids are probably familiar. He's gotten quite a following. He's from Australia. And he takes like 500 photos in 20 minutes. He's one of these addicted to selfies assholes. He's 19. He says he's a rising social media star. He hopes to inspire others to find confidence in themselves. That's really his goal in life. You should literally think you are the most amazing person in your life.
Wow.
It's great words of inspiration
Right.
from Kurt. I'm a vain person, but my looks don't define me.
So he'll spend 20 minutes a day, just boom, 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 boom.
I think it sounds like-
and then does he do like?
Sounds like
all
it
day
might be
long?
20 minutes at a time, though. I don't think it's probably just 20 minutes the entire day, because if he's taking several hundred a day eventually.
Oh, he's taking 500 every 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, he takes 500 a day, it sounds like, but he takes 500 in 20 minutes. So I don't know.
Okay.
He's got 35,000 selfies on his phone currently. Most
Man
people
needs a Dropbox or some shit.
post photos on Instagram and they're so edited and so photoshopped and unrealistic. But I'm saying that, like, even if there's people that look different to you, no one's better than you.
No one's better than you.
Yeah.
So we're all the best.
People
like
have,
every one of us. I'm the best person out there, and so are you, and so is him, right? Is that
right.
the deal?
Well, that's
no
what
one's
he's-
bad. No one's.
You want to pull up some pictures of my man Kurt?
What do we got? Oh God.
Now this is my point. When you ask me how many I take and stuff, like, dude, I don't think I never.
You know,
I don't think I have any of these in my phone. When you say let's go through your phone, I don't have any of these.
Click on it so we can scroll through them all. E.
Is he wearing like a boxer's robe?
Yeah, it looks like a boxer's robe.
Oh my God.
Oh,
very feminine about it. There are a few of them will get worse. You'll see one that specifically that I was looking at earlier that gets really bad.
a lot of people in public say rude things to me, and people try to attack me all the time. I just try my hardest to get away from it. I'm just like, you don't even know me.
No, we kind of do.
Oh, I want to talk to this kid really, really bad.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here's the best part for Mr. It's all about the inner beauty. It's all about who you are as a person inside. You know, yes, I'm blessed with stunning good looks. Oh,
look at that dude.
Here's the problem. He's had a lot of cosmetic procedures done to his face. Including a jawline. He had a jawline put in. He's had chin filler as well as 6 monthly lip injections.
I was going to say the lips are very prominent.
Yeah, he's
Loves
giving
his
himself
lips.
these pouty lips.
Is he openly gay? Is that the deal?
He's got to be, right? So
this is the one that I was mentioning. To me, looks like the. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
could
like
argue
a
this
chick
was
in
a girl,
bikini, like leaning
Right.
up at the beach.
If you had just showed me this, I could have maybe thought it was a chick in a bikini at the beach. Like,
yeah, he's never shaved, right?
What do you mean?
Like he's never grown any facial hair. Look at that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Look
How
at
old
those
is he?
lips. 19. That's what he
Oh,
used
yeah.
to look like
Oh,
on the
boy.
left.
Oh boy.
That's pre all the cosmetic work.
He's
What do you
always had
think?
the sweet brows. I was
He
wondering
looks-
about the brows.
he looks a little more like a guy in the
Human
left.
there on the left.
Right.
Oh, what a mess this whole social media is.
Oh. Little girls are following this.
Oh my God.
There he is on the left when he first started.
Yeah.
It's good, Kurt.
He loves his lips.
Looking good, Kurt. Oh, I hate him. E, can you try? Will you
Yeah,
reach
I
out
know,
to
I
him?
will
He's on
try.
Instagram and
Yeah.
see if we can find him and see if we can talk to him. See if he can boost our confidence, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah.
And then we've got a. Did you see this story going around? This 61-year-old professor
Outed as a porn star.
Yeah. He's a chemical engineering professor, and he's been suspended from his job for appearing in a series of porn films with chicks like 40 years younger than him.
Wow.
I find it hard to fault the guy. I mean, honestly, his name is Nick Goddard, and for 2 decades, he's belonged to the faculty at the University of Manchester. He's published a myriad of scholarly papers.
Oh boy.
Son of a bitch.
It's only a matter of time though before somebody's gonna see you.
For 10 years or so, he's been moonlighting in the porn industry as Old Nick. Some of his more popular films, I'm sure you guys are aware of. Blonde teen Lexi gets fucked by Old Nick. It's a huge seller. Busty teen Lolly fuck Old Nick outdoors. Do we have any?
Some of his work.
Yeah, some of his finer work.
Look at my man. Oh no.
Look at that.
And when you're an old dude like that, you're pretty damn recognizable in this context.
I know.
Can you fault him though?
Look at him.
I mean,
go.
dude,
He's got his
to
little
me,
bikini
no, by the
briefs
way.
on. Look at his
But
little
look what he's
bikini
about
briefs.
to be nailing.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I gotta be honest.
He gets to just lay in the park and let this chick bang him.
So there's a market for this, huh?
Yeah. The collective of his films is called Beauty and the Senior. It's been viewed by over 1 million people.
You're just
He's already got a boner.
Old white.
University of Manchester has suspended him for while this is pending a thorough investigation. His life came tumbling down when people started watching these and recognizing him. Like, oh my God, that's my teacher.
Yeah, this isn't in the feed.
No, it's not.
The divorced father of 3 has defended himself, suggesting that stress from a divorce initially impelled him to take on his second career. He also swore he will no longer be having sex on camera with women young enough to be his grandchildren. Sometimes you do things you regret later in life while under stress, but I've given up since January. It's too much for me now. What I do in my private life is my business, not the university's, though. And he doesn't think there's anything. He's like, hey, look, the only reason you people found out about me is because you're watching these creepy porns too. So you're no better than I am.
Oh, good point. I think that's a good point.
Good point, old Nick.
Can we fast forward a little bit and see what Nick's sporting, see what Nick's all about? You want to see it just for a second, Jay, don't you? Look at that.
What the hell is that thing?
It looks like what is the bird's nose? The bird's nose that on one of the cartoons that has the big hook in it.
That's just
a severe case of Peroni's.
Gross.
She's pretty hot though.
Old Nick.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, gross. All right, I've seen enough. Good for Nick, man.
Dude, he'll never, any other way, he would never have had that again in his life.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
That'd be badass, though, to discover a professor of yours in that situation.
Oh, could you
the
imagine?
moment where you're like, holy
Dude, it's him.
shit.
I know it's him.
It's Professor Goddard.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Would you say something to him? Would you drop hints in class? How do you play that? What's the play?
Yeah, I don't know that I get involved. I'd certainly
I think the hints dropping. I think that you start asking questions in class that are class related, but maybe throw in a little innuendos.
Just watch him squirm.
Yeah, dip your toe into the whole porn world a little bit here and there and see what his reaction is. I mean, obviously you have to tell all your classmates, right?
Oh,
that goes without saying. I mean,
and like I said, he's so recognizable. Like you, just Joe Schmo porn guy, you wouldn't think about, but you see like an old guy like that. He's I don't know, pretty fairly unique looking guy,
and he's using the name Old Nick.
Yeah.
His name's actually Nicholas Goddard. I mean, he's
why
basically,
didn't he name him at least? Why didn't he name it like Old Joe at least or something? Why would you name it?
Obviously, he didn't give a shit or something.
I guess.
Anyway,
hey, got to mention our Amazon link, Mike.
Amazon.
It is on DetroitCast.com. There you will find a link to
Amazon,
which will take you to the shopping site Amazon Shop as you normally do. We get a kickback. Just a reminder to please do that. It helps the show tremendously.
How we doing on email?
We have some email, Mike.
What do we got?
Before we get to that, we got to mention our buddy Merck. I'm going to lunch with Merck in a few hours here.
Are you?
Yeah, go see my man.
Make sure he's going to give us some more money?
No, making sure he's going to take care of my money.
Oh, okay.
I see.
How much money will you need in retirement? For most of us, the answer is not at all clear. Retirement doesn't have to be a mystery. Contact Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial today to learn the answer to one of the most important questions for your retirement. Call today and tell him you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
So yesterday we were talking about pilots, and specifically the German pilot who had all the mental issues.
Andreas Lubitz.
Yeah, I think he had 7 opinions from doctors in the weeks leading up to the tragedy in the Alps, and none of it came to light.
Yep.
And so we kind of threw out there to our pilot listeners what would happen in the U.S. Tom writes in, hey, guys, just a quick note as I prepare my aircraft to take to the skies this fine morning.
His air machine?
I just did my first flight physical since the asshole crashed the German Wings airplane and didn't notice much different as far as mental screening. I'm also not crazy, so maybe it's just something the doc would normally pick up on. There's a really long list of medications we can't take and fly on, and I think just about any of the mental health meds are no-go items.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one way of screening. I can pretty much assure you, though, that this is most likely not going to happen in the U.S., and it comes down to training. In Europe, they have cadet training programs where they take someone with no flight time and make a pilot out of them. By the time you have about however many hours K-Dog has, I'm assuming 250-ish, you're flying an airplane full of passengers.
Wow.
In the U.S., that doesn't happen right now. We have a 1,500-hour minimum. I didn't get that job until I had over 5,000 hours of flying. Most of the crazy people get weeded out building their time flying freight in small planes at night or instructing or even banner towing. So these guys that fly around.
Oh, yeah, the stadiums.
Yeah. It's a lot of work to stick with it all the way to the point of flying a large transport category just to carry out such an act. Plus, we always have 2 people up front just in case. Keep up the awesome work. Thanks for doing such a great podcast. I should get back to work. Pilot Tom. And then he sends us a couple of cockpit photos to, I guess, prove
I don't want to
that
see his cockpit.
he is, in fact, a pilot. Look at those shoes. Can you imagine having to wear those shoes every day flying?
Nope.
That sucks.
Yeah. I think you can throw
what
some
else we got?
Jordans on, right?
Yeah. Oh, the altimeter.
Oh, duh.
The metric alt, up or down. That's where you adjust that up or down. You go 100 or 1,000.
I'm gonna go up 1,000.
I'm gonna hit the AP1 HDG track.
Oh, this early in the flight?
Yeah, I am.
Wow.
What are you gonna do with your VS FPA?
I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that
Engage
unchecked right now. I'll engage it as we get going here.
If it starts flashing orange, you'll engage it.
I'll engage.
Yeah. Okay. Good move. Good answer.
Matt writes in concerning curling. I know someone at the Detroit Curling Club. If you need a contact, not sure how much longer they have ice. It's a seasonal thing there. I thought Detroit Curling Club was indoor over by Aldingbrook, 14 and Drake.
It's definitely indoors, dude. I don't know why it would matter.
Yeah.
Unless just the reality is most people don't want to curl in the summer. I don't know, but
The curling market is a different one.
Yeah.
But wasn't that right by Aldingbrook? Am I
Yeah.
imagining that?
No, I
Just
think
north of there.
I think you're right. That's what I remember.
You still up for?
Yeah.
I looked into it one time. I don't remember what the cost was, but I looked into it one time because we were going to do it.
Rachel writes in, hey guys, just listening to episode 543 and wanted to comment on the nipple after mastectomy. You recall the
tattoos,
titty tats,
the tattoos.
And the question was posed, why not just cut the nipple out, save it, set it aside, and then stitch it back on?
Yeah, throw it on some ice.
For aesthetic reasons. It's
Sure.
important.
Yeah.
They don't replace the nipple because it could be infected tissue. Makes sense.
Oh.
My mom had a fake nipple made.
Nice.
My mom had a fake nipple made when she had her boob reconstruction.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it was made of, but it looked like a tattoo. Love the show.
You had to see it?
I guess as a daughter, I think daughters and moms are like that. I don't know.
I mean, if you had to, like, if something, God forbid, happened to your oversized penoozle meat and you had to get a head tattooed on it, would you be showing Manny or Russ though?
No, but I think chicks are like that, right?
That's weird, man.
Always feeling each other's tits and stuff. And
I just have,
yeah.
It's kind of hot.
I'm always hoping they are.
ABC News had a segment on Hillary Clinton with someone holding up a poster in the background saying, Hillary doesn't suck, just ask Bill.
Really?
I've heard that one.
Yeah.
I can't believe that made it to air.
To broadcast.
Bring us to broadcast.
Yeah, live television. What are you gonna do?
Awesome.
Tom writes in, King.
There probably won't. By the way, there probably won't be that much coverage of what's going on today, the vote.
Yeah.
So that'd be good.
Yeah.
Don't have to put up with much of that.
I have to deal with that crap.
Mhm.
King, Proops Lover, and Etard. I can totally sympathize with Beth on the driveway situation. I appreciate the fact that she had the balls to go through with the idea of putting spikes across the driveway. By the way, based on how you described them, she used carpet tack strips. They're basically wooden yardsticks with rows of tacks in them.
Oh, no,
you know
she
what?
didn't.
Yeah, that's what I first surmised from the picture, but they were actually 2x4s with nails driven through.
Dude,
Still not sure they were high enough, but do you have the picture right there?
No, not.
No, you're just texting someone else.
No. I was pulling up a different picture to show you, smart ass. No, they were, dude, she had fashioned them together she had like metal plates connecting each 2x4 to each other, like drilled together, and then had different size nails driven through the 2x4s. But
And
one
you
of
helped with none of this.
I didn't even know she was doing it. I would have gladly helped. She injured her thumb. She banged her thumb while she was trying to do it. Poor poops, swollen thumb. But one of our fine military buddies and listeners was like, "Dude, I have military grade like spike strips. If you guys want, you can have them." We used them.
Yeah, we want them.
It was like we used them, to prevent people bringing IEDs near us overseas when he'd be in Afghanistan and shit. He said these things, they're reusable because the spikes, when you hit them with the car, they disengage with the strip and they stick in the tire and flatten the shit out of you. And so he sent me a picture. He got home last night. He was like, "Yeah, I'll send you a picture when I get home."
Ooh, wow, yeah,
look at that son of a bitch.
Yeah, dude.
Whew. So I told him, "Yes, please, we'll do that."
Not sure anything would make it across that.
And then here's for context. There's a quarter laying next to
Yeah, those are big spikes.
Yep.
He's got a whole bag of extras.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
That's sweet.
Anyway, I own a bunch of rental houses, says Tom, as a side business, and had a similar situation a few years back. However, it wasn't a circular drive scenario. I had bought a house that needed a bunch of work done before I could lease it out. Every time I went over there to work on it, there was a car in the driveway. I asked the neighbors around the area if it was their car or if they knew whose it was, but nobody claimed it. It really pissed me off because I needed to back into the driveway to unload my equipment. After about 6 times of this happening, I considered having it towed, but thought that they would vandalize the house. Probably so. One day when the car wasn't there, I came up and an idea similar to Beth. I cut a strip of plywood that stretched across the driveway and nailed a bunch of 3-inch nails in it. I wasn't sure if I would be legally held accountable if it damaged someone's tires, so I put a small sign at the end of the driveway that read, "Caution, spike strip test in progress."
It's not bad.
I never saw the car in the driveway again and never heard anything or had damage done to the house. It's possible that they just stopped parking in my driveway prior to me putting the strip down. Who knows? Anyway, screw that vanity plate bitch for having nothing better to do with her time than to drive on someone's property for no reason at all. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
I don't think we've heard from anyone saying that Beth was out of line on this. This is across the board, 100%. Everybody agrees. That lady is a bitch.
There's been a 1 or 2 people that raised the concerns that I did, which is, you don't know what you're dealing with, and I don't trust people. And so what's the cost? Like, if you get into it with somebody and then what? You have to worry that they're going to come egg your fucking house, throw a brick through your window. If it's some kids, give you lawn jobs now. So are you inviting more trouble than you're preventing? And so far, so good. But that would always be my concern.
Yeah. Dave writes in, following up on an email he sent a couple days ago. He says, I found it, Big E's Spooge Fountain Fable. Thin one, smug one, and retarded one. I found the episode where Eric explains his basement activities. It's episode 241.
Wow.
From minute 44 through 103.
Wait, minute 41?
44 through 103.
So 15 minutes or so, 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
We need to dive into that.
While 20 minutes, it's a long sample. I must say every minute is riveting, especially the last few minutes as Eric transitions to the fact that at one point in his life, he only wiped his ass every other time he took a shit. Yeah,
I do remember that. We should pull that as a sample.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jay?
Other potential shows.
Worthy?
Yeah, let's listen. I don't know. We'll see if it's worthy.
Jay doesn't like E. Sorry.
Other potential show samples. I'll see if I can find the episode and location. Are the relatively recent one of Mike hiking, quote unquote, with Beth and almost dying. That makes you look like a real pussy.
I don't care.
I'm not sure you want that out there.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, this guy is such a total pussy. It's stunning.
Beth's bitch
This
of
is
a
the
neighbor.
guy who won't say fuck on the show.
Beth's bitch of a neighbor that was using her driveway. The Wee Witch story, episode 525.
Wee Witch.
These would be great ones as well, but I have no idea as to how to figure out which episode and where they are within the episode. Eric's original story of whacking off in the back of the Astrovan. I thought that was part and parcel of what he just described.
Right.
Was it not?
Yeah, that was the story.
That was
Unless
the
he's talking
story.
about something else.
I think they were separate. And as we were peeling the onion back in those days, we learned more and more. I think the Astrovan was a separate story than the couch.
The Astrovan is where he disclosed. That's where I asked him, well, where'd you put it? And
Right.
just let it fly. It goes where it goes.
Just like I said, well, because I pretty much said
I
just
thought
like
he
the same
said that
thing
on
I
the
do
couch,
now.
though.
No,
Well,
I
maybe
said-
it was. Maybe you're right,
Okay,
Jay.
well.
Maybe it was the same thing.
The Chinese chick that was eaten by an escalator. The porch shoe jizzer. Jay's return from Costa Rica and his gift selection to Eric. Keep up the great work, Dave. I don't know.
And
I
we
think a
d- we
few of
did-
those were okay, maybe.
Yeah, one of those is.
Let me
up.
give you this.
The shoe jizzer one's up.
Yeah, that's true.
Ms. Jelski and shit. Be coming in them shoes in 2 minutes.
Is that up?
Yeah, that's a show sample.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
All right. Well, let's call it a day.
I mean, this guy is such a total pussy. It's stunning.
I agree. Can't argue that. Well, have fun at your meeting with Merck.
I will.
Say hello for me.
I will definitely say that.
And yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you guys then.
You've been been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow.